Okay, welcome to my first YouTube video. What I'm going to try and do with this channel is just to show you my views on strength and conditioning and all I've come across in my time as a personal trainer, strength and conditioning coach, and training myself. I think YouTube influenced me a lot when I was younger, just searching for workouts, just trying to see what the best way to work out was, and most of the time it was more bodybuilding or towards powerlifting kind of stuff. Which I just did because I thought that was the way to train. But I've realized now over the time that that's not the best way to train for your sport. You need to be more training towards performance rather than aesthetics, and that's what I'm going to try and do with this channel. Keep it more for athletes and more for people wanting to improve for their sport, or even if you just want to train like an athlete, you don't have to be an athlete to do that. It's just quite a fun way to train, and but yeah, it's going to be more specific towards that performance rather than aesthetics. Obviously, there'll be a little bit of aesthetics work, but mainly for strength and conditioning and to improve your performance. So I hope this helps someone. Throughout the time, I'm going to try and get at least one video out a week for the next year at least, but we'll see how it goes. So just going to see how it goes. So today I'm just going to take you through a workout. It's going to be a lower body workout, focusing on a little bit of plyometric work, a little bit of heavy strength work, and then finishing with some accessories. I'll talk you through it as we go, but yeah, let's just see how it goes. And the first thing we're going to do something I call the hop series. So all it is just going to be hopping in different ways, forward, backwards, sideways, and everything, okay? So we'll get onto one leg. All you do, nice easy hops, just hopping forward. We're going to do this 10 times on the left leg, and we're going to do it 10 times also on the right leg. Come back again. Just forward hops, nice and easy, nothing crazy, still just kind of a warm up. But I like to do these are like more extensive kind of plyos, light plyos. These are good for just building up elasticity in the ankles, and it's just a nice way to get warmed up rather than just doing like a dynamic warm up. We're trying to get 10 reps each way, so we go forwards, and then we're going sideways. We do sideways each time. It's just to make sure we're working the ankle in all different angles rather than just forward and backwards. We also want to work the ankle sideways. Because when we play kind of sports and all that, we're not just moving the ankle forward and back. You are more coming at different angles, land in awkward positions. So I know this is really light kind of stuff, but it still kind of helps build up the tolerance for that. Then we're going to do some zigzags. 10. Okay, then we'll do some backwards ones. Okay. I like to do that, just gets the body warm, kind of gets the ankles nice and warm as well for the next part of the workout. But we're also going to do that one more time, go through that one more time. I either do that once or twice if I feel cold. It's quite cold in here, so I'm going to do another set of the same. And on the next set, this set, we can kind of go a little bit more intense, just gradually increase it. So the next reps, just try and get a little bit further with the hops and also a little bit higher. Okay, next up, we're just going to do a little bit increase in the hop work. We're just going to do, I just call them medium hops, to be honest, because just in between the light hops and the more intensive hops that we're way to do after these. Yeah, so these are just upping the intensity a little bit. Not too intense, but they're just a little bit more intense on the light hops. So we're going to do 3 sets of 8 reps, so on one leg, just trying to jump a little bit further than we did with a hop series. The reason I like hops so much is because a lot of time it's very difficult to do sprints, especially in winter when you can't really get outside, or when you've got a small gym where you just can't do sprints. And hops are probably the closest thing you can do to sprinting that can mimic sprinting than anything else. And you don't need as much space for hops as you do for sprints. Again, a lot of, especially when we go into the more high intense ones, we're going to be doing triple hops for distance. And with them, you can get really good ground contacts, which they're maybe not as fast as sprints, but you're still getting probably about 5 to 6 times your body weight on one leg, and you're trying to use that to project yourself forward, which probably the closest thing there is to sprinting, because you're also on one leg, apart from the fact that you're not really going as fast as you would, but you're still getting that force into the ground. Okay, one more set. Again, same with the little hop series. We can try and increase the distance. We do these each set. So just increase intensity a little bit each time. Okay, 2 sets of 8. This time we're going to do 2 sets of 5, 1 set of 5. Just trying to get that intensity even more and more before we go into the more intense ones. Still trying to jump the same distance as I did for the 8 reps. We're just increasing the intensity. So just trying to get further with each hop. Okay, we're now going to go into our main plyometric work. So it's going to be triple hops for distance. So again, we've started off with nice light ones, gone into medium ones, now we're going to high intense ones. So we like to measure each one so we know. Yeah, we like to measure the distance of each one, because it's an intent that really makes this interesting. Like if you're just doing triple hops for distance, but you're not measuring how far you're going or trying to beat yourself, kind of makes it a little bit, not pointless, but you don't know if you're getting better, or you don't know if you're actually like improving anything. You end up just jumping the same distance each time, and it's not very good. We want to try challenge yourself as well, and it makes it more fun. You also want to challenge yourself. It's almost like you're competing against yourself. I'll also get something to mark it. Yeah, so normally I just have some implement. Tape measure if you can, it's great. If you can't, just try and get an implement, anything. This is just one of the things you put on the barbell for keeping the weights on. Don't actually know what they're called. And then you start with your toe on the line, and then we're going to, onto one leg, just going to jump triple hop as far as we can. Okay. Normally my first rep always sucks. That's not too bad. Okay, so that's about. So yeah, we also mark the end of it by how far back your heel is. So here for me it's at 590 centimeters, which isn't too bad for the first set. And I'm going to leave the thing here. So for my next rep, I know that's the marker of what I got. See if I can beat that. So now we'll do our right leg. Again, starting on the line. Yeah, only 555. My right leg's always a lot worse than my left leg. To be fair, they're actually better than last week. I always like to track my stuff. I just use a diary, just a random notepad, nothing crazy, just writing down what I've done. Apps are also very good on your phone, but normally what I do is I write it down so I'm not on my phone all the time, and then just put it into the phone later onto the app that I use just to track it, because it's easier to track it on the app as well. You see how far you're progressing on the exercises, which is a bit better. But yeah, I like to not be on my phone when I'm working out, so I'm just focusing on the workout um, rather than just scrolling through Instagram mindlessly or TikTok. There's actually a study done. I might put a link to it in the bio, no, in the description, talking about how people who go on Instagram or TikTok or wherever it was, um, in between sets of working out actually makes them weaker, or like they can't push as much in the next set, which I totally believe, to be honest, because sometimes you come off of it and you're just in a daze or you were thinking about something else while you were doing it. So I like to just do my workout and just focus on it. So I try not to go on my phone. So that's why I use the notepad for writing down what I've done rather than the app. Okay, next set. Back onto the left leg. Normally rest about 2 to 3, maybe like 2 to 3 minutes in between each set for these, just because I also want my legs to be fresh for the next set rather than being fatigued. The next exercise. That was way further. So that was about 653. That's probably one of my best. Yeah, my best last week was 654. I normally do about 4 to 5 sets of these, and my best was 654, so almost beat it. Okay, we're going on the right leg. Six oh eight. Not too bad for right. Yeah, so it's very important to rest a good amount of time in between these because you don't want these to turn into like a conditioning exercise. This is all for more for power, and we're looking to get good outputs with this. So I just did it. If I just did my triple hops, then just kept doing it without any rest, kind of turns into more of a kind of a conditioning session rather than actually like looking to produce as much force and trying to improve my power and trying to improve my ability to jump that far. So yeah, that's why you need a good amount of rest. Your legs are almost fully rested, to be honest, and then you go into the next set so that you can be better than your last set rather than, I mean, I could probably go straight away, but I doubt it'd be better and better and better. I want to try and improve it rather than just doing like set. I'm not doing it for quickness. I'm trying to take my time and make sure I get it right. Okay, next set. Not as far. Oh, no way. Yeah, they weren't anywhere near as good. Probably do one more, maybe 2 sets. Once you start getting a big drop off, you don't really want to do too much more because that just shows that your power output's kind of dropping off. And with this exercise, we want to have as much power as we can, so you will be kind of well rested. So rather than just keeping going, if like you're getting lower and lower, so like that last one was a little bit lower than my last and the set before that. I didn't jump as far, so once that dropped off quite a bit, I would just cut the set because it shows that my legs are a little bit fatigued, and if I just kept going and going and going, I'm not actually getting what I want out of the workout or out of the exercise. I end up just, to be honest, just doing volume for no reason. I'm not actually improving myself. I'm just kind of doing volume work, which is not really what I want out of this. I want this to be more focused on power and power output. So you need your legs to be nice and fresh to improve that. If you were looking to improve maybe muscular endurance or repeated high efforts, then it's probably not a bad idea. But if you're looking for pure power output and you're looking to improve your actual power, then you're better to take your time between sets, rest, and stop the session when you're kind of tired or not. Legs are feeling fatigued. Okay, next set. Oh, nice. 674. I think that's my best ever. Ooh, 640. My best ever, am I right? For sure. I think the reason I'm getting a little bit further there was because I think my ground contact time was a little bit longer, which means I'm able to produce a little bit more power. So just felt to myself when I was doing it. So when I'm doing it, maybe the time before this one, I was getting a little bit quicker off the ground, which means I'm not being able to absorb as much force and then push myself up and not be able to push myself forward because I'm doing it too quick. Not too quick, but I was just doing it quick. Instead of, I think this last time, I'd spent a lot more time on the ground when I was doing the hops, which meant that I was like managing to absorb more force and managing to like push myself more forward, which helped me go a little bit further. Which for this exercise, what I want to do, on some exercises, like sometimes I do speed hops, which are completely kind of different to this. So instead of trying to go as far as you can, you will do it quickly. So you want your ground contact time to be nice and fast. But with this one, I want it to be nice. I want to be jumping as far as I can. So my ground contact time is going to be a little bit longer on the floor. I'm going to push myself up. And I think that's why I managed to get further that time, because the set before that, I didn't feel like I was on the ground long enough to absorb as much force and then direct myself forward. On that last set, I noticed it quite a lot, that I felt like I was on the ground more on each jump, especially the last jump, which is quite interesting. It just shows that just like little things like that just make a difference on these kind of exercises. Just even the ground contact time, how long you're on the ground, how much force you're able to absorb and push yourself forward, shows just the difference it makes on like an exercise like this. That wasn't so good. Nowhere near my best, but I'm not even going to claim that. I don't know what that was. It was definitely nowhere near as good. Right, here was that one. Yeah, noticeably see. I felt my legs fatigued there, and I got nowhere near as far. So technically, I should have just cut the set before when I got my best. Should have just cut it, but I thought I would chance it and see if I could beat that, but no way, my legs were too tired. And that just shows like that's the kind of thing I was talking about before. When your legs feel like that and your legs feel a bit fatigued, it ends up, that last set was kind of pointless. Didn't really get in and out of it, but we tried it. I thought it'd be fine, but it didn't feel too bad, but obviously when I did it, I noticed it. Normally on this day, the Wednesday, I would do single leg work, like a reverse lunge or Bulgarian split squat. That's what's in the program, is the Zercher reverse lunge. But we're going to go a bit off program today. I'm going to try we'll get back in the back squats. Did them on Monday, but I didn't do too many sets or too many sets of it. So I want to go again, give it another go today, because I'm going to be taking these out of my program next week for another month. So I'm going to try something different. So we'll see if I can push it today and see how far, how good I get on. For me, I need to use weights under my heels, because if I don't, I just can't get low enough into the squat. Yeah. So let's do one warm-up set with just a bar. I'm a big fan of doing my leg day on the same day as I have football training because I feel like it just um, gets everything done on the same day rather than doing like legs the day after training because my legs are knackered after training anyway. And then if I'm trying to do a leg day, I definitely cannot, especially with the plyometrics, I definitely can't go as hard on them because my legs are just tired from training. But I find if I do it, the weight training slash plyometrics, just a lower body session in the mornings before training, um, it just seems to be the best time for me to do it. I know it's difficult for some people because if they have a job or whatever, they have to get really early to go to the gym. But I mean, if you can, it's by far the best way I find anyway to do it rather than doing it the day after because then it's like you're almost doing a high day every day. So like you have football training Monday and then you go to the gym Tuesday, then train again Wednesday and go to the gym Thursday. That's like 4 high days in a row rather than having like Monday high day, do lower body on Monday, then football train at night. Then Tuesday you can do some upper body, a little bit of a kind of a lower day, as in not as high intense as legs are. And the Wednesday, so Monday would be high day because you do lower and football. Tuesday would be lower, a low day because you're doing upper body, which is a bit easier on the legs, obviously. And then Wednesday, another high day, you do lower body and training. And then on the Thursday, you do it's probably a day off, or you could do an upper day, either Thursday or Friday. So then you get another 2 low days before a game, rather than doing 4 high days in a row, like training, legs, training, then legs. I think it just works better to do 2 high days, Monday, Wednesday, with the lower body and the football training, and then have the Tuesday, Thursday, Friday as more low days, rest days for the game on the Saturday. And that seems to work best, I feel anyway. I've tried the other way as well and it didn't work for me. But yeah. Okay, we're going to do 5 reps of this. Only going to go for 3 reps. I'm going to try and go a little bit heavier. I'm going to go to 130. That felt quite good. Might try a little bit heavier. I'm going to try 140. Even for 1 rep even. Haven't done this weight in a long time. You have with one rep with this. It's been almost a year, I think, since I've done this. Maybe over a year, to be honest. Most times it's actually okay to go off program. The program doesn't really know when you're going to feel good, you know. Some days just feel better than others, and that's when you got to go for it. Yeah, because I don't know, well, squats aren't meant to be in today, but I just kind of fancied them. So I went for it, and hopefully going to hit a PB for the first time in ages with these. I haven't done 140 in so long, so it'll be quite good. But yeah, it's okay to go off program. You don't have to be too strict with it. Obviously you want to follow it most of the time, but if some days you feel good, some days you feel bad, you got to change up to fit how you feel, you know. If you're feeling good one day, then you as well you can try go for a PB, or if you don't feel good, then just go a little bit lighter than what the program says. You just got to kind of auto-regulate it yourself. I think that comes with time though. The more you work out, the more years you're doing it for, the more you know your body, the more you'll know when you can push it and when you can't. Yeah, it just takes a few years to understand that, or maybe not even that long, but yeah. If you feel good, just go for it. Why not? I'm not sure my depth is amazing with this, but I aim for at least parallel. So as long as my knees and hips are in line, kind of happy with that. But yeah, I struggle to get a lot lower, especially when I go heavier. But maybe it's just because I'm cheating. But yeah, I'm happy as long as I get to parallel.